if this is sitting out in a field, it's going to rain, the water is going to pool on the roof or pool on the flat. Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. And it's Wednesday, so we're back trying to make the AMT 1955 Cameo. This is the Mars Garage shop truck that we're doing. And if you'd like to get caught up on this build, there's a link down in the description to a playlist where you can get completely caught up to where we are right now. And where we are right now is starting the patina. So what I thought I would start, or what we would start doing, is creating the patina. This is what we talked about last week. All of the chassis and all of that work, I think I'm going to kind of do in the background, because we've seen a lot of that in a lot of the other builds on this channel. But what we haven't done, I don't think yet on this channel, is like a real patinaed car. So I thought what we would do is concentrate on that. And so we've got a body with the start of a patina. And basically, this is what I would say is step one, which is basically creating a base of rust underneath where the paint's going to go. So like most everybody, I'll work in layers. And then the first layer is just a full base of rust, just trying to get that in. So let's take a look at basically how we created this base layer of rust I'm talking about. And we started with creating our own rust. So last week, we put together our vinegar and steel wool concoction, I guess, and it's been outside all week, actually. So the entire thing of steel wool has actually degraded into the vinegar, and then you just have to make sure and shake it up, and then that gives you your nice rust paint, I guess we'll call it, or rust whatever. And actually, I'm making a mess here, but anyways, also keep in mind, and you can probably see it here, you get a lot of sediment that'll settle at the bottom, which is nice to use sometimes. You can get your brush down into that and really use that sediment in doing your rust patinas. And so basically, the kind of the step-by-step of it, I guess we'll say, is I started by just priming the body. You still want to put primer down first, because we are treating this rust like paint, like it's a paint layer. So I wanted to make sure and fully prime the body first. That way, then I can just start layering layers of just thin layers of the rust on it. So this vinegar rust mixture, I wanted to just thin layer. So I put a thin layer, basically covering the whole thing, let it air dry, another layer, let it air dry. And then that last layer, what I like to do is right before it actually starts to get dry, I kind of pat it with a paper towel, kind of blot it a little bit, give it a little bit of texture, I guess you could say. And then I'm matte clear. So I want to seal that in. We want to make sure and encapsulate that. Like we don't want, once we have it how we like it, let's matte clear it, and then we can hold that in. Because then what I came back and did was started adding more layers, or adding more of the rust solution in areas that I want more rust, if that makes sense. So for me, it's going to be the tops of the fenders. It's going to be the roof, kind of along the top, basically where the sun would be beating down on this. And then we'll have more paint reduction, or paint will start to come off, and then we'll get more rust right in those areas. So I wanted to make sure and get those areas nice and darker. Also, what's nice about having that matte clear down is you can get the solution to kind of pool up in places, get it to pool and hold in place, and let it sit. Like it'll be a big pool of solution, and you just let it sit. And what's nice is, like on the roof here and in these areas, you can probably see I got some pooling to go on, because that's how your rust is going to occur, right? So if this is sitting out in a field, it's going to rain, the water is going to pool on the roof or pool on the flat spots, and then you're going to have these kind of pooling pools of rust, I guess you can say. So I want to make sure that happened, which we got that to do. Now, before that completely dried, in fact, right when it's right about pretty much dry, I go in with the Tamiya weathering. I use the Tamiya Master Weathering Set C, and it has the orange rust. And I use that just to kind of add in a little bit of highlight to it. So just to give some highlight to the rust. Obviously, what we've applied here literally is rust. So, but in a model or any diorama or anything like that, you always want to add a little more contrast, right? To give it on the small scale more realism, if that makes sense. So if we were to do this on a big full-size vehicle, on a motorcycle, whatever, we could just use the rust and that would work. We don't want to really change it. But when you start scaling down, you got to add a little more contrast to give a more realism to it. So that's what I use this with. And two things I would say about this. Number one, go down to the dollar store, get you a dollar or whatever it is, $1.50 now set of makeup brushes, and that's what I use with my Tamiya uh, dry powders or whatever you want to call this. The little brush that comes with these, they wear out in about 5 seconds. Just go get a set from the dollar store, and then you're good to go as far as putting down your powders. And two, just like with the rust, we went back and matte cleared over that. So we've got 2 coats of matte clear on here because every time we work a layer, I want to seal it. I want to hold it in so then I can build another layer on top of it. And let's kind of take a look. This is basically what I'm going to be using. Not basically, it is what I'm going to be using as the base layer for the patina, if that makes sense. So over top of this is going to be paint. So probably let's see if we can take a little better look at it. We've got some splotchy, we've got a little bit of a variety of color, but it's still very just kind of rust color, if that makes sense. Because now what we will end up doing, and this is what we'll do for next week, is I think I'm going to do for this, in fact, you know what we might do? I'm going to do both. I'm going to do the hairspray technique, I think, first. Which is basically where I will coat this in hairspray, and then I will spray our body color over top of that. And in fact, what I might do, having thoughts. So here's what I'm actually going to do. We're going to back that up. I'm going to do it reversed. I'm going to do a salt method first. So what I'm going to do first is basically, and I'll show this next week, but I'll basically wet this, coat it in salt, and I'm going to prime it. So I'm going to prime over top of our rust. I'm going to really stack up the salt in the areas that I want to make sure that the rust will show. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'll prime it. I'll prime it. I'm just going to do a gray primer. And then, of course, wipe the salt off, which then will reveal all the rust underneath that. And then I'm going to do the not salt method, but the hairspray method where I'll spray this whole thing with hairspray. And then we'll paint body color. And then I'll wipe back that. And then what it'll do is we should get rust and primer. So some spots will be just primer showing through, and some spots will be rust showing through, primer showing through paint, if that makes sense. So that we'll kind of start building those layers. By the way, after I prime it, I will matte clear it again, like every time we build a layer, but we'll start building layers of years, if that makes sense. So, we want to try to make it look like it's weathered through the years, not that it's weathered instantly. So we want, that primer layer kind of showing through. And I was even thinking about, do I do primer layer twice, like a red primer and then a gray, like it's been primed and painted a few times? You can do that too. I think I'm just going to do one layer of primer and one layer of paint, and we'll just kind of build the layers out that way. I want to use the salt method with the primer because it'll give it gives a little bit grainier pullback of the primer. It'll be more, how do I say it? Like a blockier pullback of the primer to reveal the rust. Where the salt method gives a little more of I don't know how to say, but like a refined pullback of the paint layer, if that makes sense. We'll be able to see this next week, and if I'll completely explain what's going on. This has now dried, so I can actually start the process and have it ready for you guys next week. If that's something you're interested in, make sure and hit the subscribe button and the like button and the notification button. Is there a notification button? If there's still a notification button, hit that, because then that'll let you know, that we're doing the paint part of this, or just show up Wednesday. Just show up next Wednesday. We'll be working on it. Show up every day. That's Monday through Friday. We'll have something for you. So hit that like button, hit the hype button, do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.